Unfortunately, there are a few words or terms that mean voltage, and you'll encounter them occasionally on the MCAS, so we have to go through them, so if you see them, you'll know that what they're really talking about is voltage. Now, to begin with, you have the basic. This is a 9-volt battery, 1.5-volt battery, and of course, the voltage here is 9 volts. The voltage here is 1.5 volts, and that's your basic use of the word voltage. But if you remember back to a previous video where we talking about voltage in a certain resistor, you have 3 terms that come in. First, you can say the voltage of, or the voltage in the resistor, and that's nothing new. That would be sort of a standard way of speaking. But you can also hear, you may hear or read on the test, the voltage drop of resistor 1. Because this resistor started out at 12 volts, didn't it? End up at 7, so the drop is 5 volts. So you could hear voltage drop, or read voltage drop. That'll mean the same as voltage. And they'll also, again, with these voltages and their resistors, they could say voltage across the resistor. So they're pretty simple. They use the word resistance in them, but just a little different with the drop and the across. This can also be applied to a whole circuit. These 3 terms are sometimes used for a complete circuit. So we'll call this circuit 1. Now note, you've got a 12-volt battery here, okay? So you'd say the voltage of circuit 1, and that's the typical, again, standard way of speaking, but they might say the voltage drop of circuit 1, the whole circuit. And as you see with a 12-volt battery, it starts at 12 and ends at 0, so you can discuss a voltage drop of a whole circuit. And then if they wanted to use across, they would say across the battery, because, you know, we start out here, we end here, so the drop is across the battery, or the voltage across is here. And that'll occasionally occur. To be honest with you, these last 2 you very seldom hear, so I'm not particularly worried about them, but I did want to mention them. Just very occasionally they'll talk about the whole circuit that way. Now this is the most important ones you've got to know. You will probably encounter this name for voltage on the MCAS. It's called potential difference. Now, this is from the actual problem that you're working on right now. Let's see what it says in that problem. A current of 2 amps passes through an 8-ohm load. Load again means a resistor. What is the potential difference across the load? Now, you would think that might make life easier for you and just say, you know, what is the voltage across that load or that resistor? But they don't, and sometimes they will use this term potential difference, and that's actually the most important one in this video to keep in your head. If you hear them talking about potential difference, just think this right here. Potential difference means voltage. Okay? I wish they wouldn't do it, but they do it sometimes. One last one you could hear occasionally, also for voltage, is electric potential. I think I've only seen that once on an MCAS. It's possible, though. The word potential, except for potential energy, often refers to voltage. So electric potential is the same as voltage. Here's your video code, potential diff. Potential diff. Alright, so to summarize here. Here are the 4 different terms you could read on MCAS, and they all mean voltage. These first 2 have to do with, you know, an individual resistor, voltage drop, voltage across, usually, sometimes a circuit. This is the big one, potential difference means voltage. You read potential difference, think voltage. And this last one, the same thing, but it's quite rare. The big one is here. You will see potential difference, and I need you to think voltage when you see it. Bye.